I started this a bit off stream, and then I decided, you know what, I should stream it, even if nobody's watching, because it's giving me a vibe, and I just want to be able to revisit this story if I ever feel the need, so I'm going to continue. Right now, we are talking to a Solaskin, big Solaskin owl thing, and Abby's translating. You missed all the choo-choo-loos and whatever, or I should say I should have started earlier. So anyway, before we return to where we should be, we want to see these flying fish soar through the sky again. You know what, I'm not going to read it like that. Just like they did when Matthew was still with us. You mean those stone fish behind us? Stone? Oh no, they're not statues. They only turned quiet after losing their power for too long. They're part of the woods now. But Matthew's melody can resonate with them, strongly enough to awaken them and let them fly again. My friends went out searching for the music pieces, but I haven't seen them in a long time. Please, can you help me find them? They're Solaskin like me. You'll find them in the places shown in these photos Matthew left. The Solaskin named Fa hands you 3 old photos. Please, I think you're trustworthy. Petrified flying fish and a lost melody. Interesting. Okay, so now I guess we gotta go hunting, unless it's just gonna point me to where they go. But what exactly does this melody look like? Okay. Well, I'm just gonna... Oh, whoops. Yeah, I'm gonna take a more relaxed approach to this and just kind of talk as I feel like it, or not. I just want to enjoy this. And it's really kind of nice. I love that you just drift to recover gauge on the motorcycle.
Comes with the job.
I should just probably just teleport, right? Okay. Did that just... No. Oh, I have poles. I hadn't even thought of that. Maybe I'll do some polls for Linnea after this. Ooh. A small Solaskin stands among decorations shaped like musical notes, letting out soft chirping sounds as if muttering to itself. Once again, Abby is ready, interpreting in perfect sync. Boisterous, small Solaskin. What a name. This should work. I remember Matthew placing them in this exact pattern when we were together. What are you doing? Let me rephrase that. What are you doing? I'm trying to recreate the moment when Matthew taught us to sing the climax of this melody. But now I'm a bit lost. Where was my part again? The sound of me? Wait, who are you? When did you show up? I shouldn't have said all that. Tell it about Fa's request. Oh, so you know our plan. You must be the lifesaver Fa found for us. Yay! Please help me, Miss Lifesaver. I can't do this alone. Lifesaver? That's too much of a title. You know, since we couldn't communicate with Matthew through words, Our way of writing music was, well, to stand under the decorations that matched our colors in the correct order and touch them one by one. The correct ones are hidden among all the notes here. If we touched the right one, Matthew would understand our signal and play the matching sound, letting the melody continue. But if we got the order wrong, the melody would stop, and we had to start all over again. Back then, even though we'd only been with Matthew for a short while, Doe and Ray always remembered the sequence better than I did. But I kept messing it up, making everyone restart again and again. But Matthew never got upset. He would just smile and encourage me. But it's alright. Try one more time. Melodies can be a little shy, but they'll come out if you call them again. But now I'm not sure anymore. So you want me to play this game with you? That's right! Just like the game Matthew used to play with us. Pretty please? Okay. So we're looking for a note that's colored the same as him. Just... I don't think that's it. Okay. No, it was. I remember it now, the climax of this melody. The sound of me is green. The same green as sprouting branches, breathing mountain forests, fresh young leaves. The Soliskin fills the empty space on the paper with green marks, as if completing... Okay. As it keeps filling the marks, you seem to catch fleeting glimpses in time with Matthew. It was just like back then. We tried so many times and only pulled it off once. It was exhausting, but Matthew just watched us with that gentle smile of his. We've got to hurry a bit. If we take too long, the flying fish will be too tired to soar, he joked. He never got upset. Instead, he slowed the rhythm down even more, guiding us patiently. The melody drifted through the air like seawater, and with it, we moved as if we were the flying fish themselves. He taught us how to follow the music's flow until our hearts beat in the same rhythm, a moment that would always stay in my mind. And when we finally follow the rhythm perfectly, he said, that's the sound of green. Little, but steady, like growing grass. So me isn't just green. It means growth. A breeze stirs the grass, filling the air with a soft rustling. In me's eyes, the light gathers once more, brightening into a vivid, verdant shade. Maybe Matthew was preparing us for the day he'd leave. He really wanted us to learn. Not to get trapped in notes and rhythm, not to just memorize it, but to follow the feelings inside. It's about learning to see the colors in each other's eyes. Thank you for helping to remember what that moment felt like and find the climax of the melody again. I'm curious about the full melody now. Then let's search for them together. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. The last trace of green light flickers across the grass. The wind hums a faint me, me, before fading into silence. I'm probably going to do a bit less vocal reading kind of
Some pocket
running
money.
on me already.
Won't say no to that.
Well, it is nice that you can just fast travel to those. Okay. What a sudden and dramatic shift in music. Okay, what is this? Abby interprets in perfect sync, but in front of you there's nothing except a Space Trek explorer quietly sitting in sleep mode. Yeah, one more time. You can do this, Ray. Ray. That's me! Ah, finally, someone's here. Yay! Okay. How did you end up there? Well, isn't it obvious? I was trying to find the rhythm of Ray and ran into this teeny tiny problem. You sure this is just a teeny tiny problem? Anyway, I have you to help me now. Can you please charge the Explorer with that zip zap over there and get me out first? I'll explain everything properly later. Promise. Okay. So we can just use the thing. We'll do this. Oh, we have to fight it. Okay.
Barely made of death. Come on, man. All yours. I can spare a minute to knock some heads around. Reduce to dust. Don't stand in my way. What a waste of time.
Sentinel, protect me. Answer me. Silence. Repent. Crystals, give me strength.
Ugh. Finally out. One more minute and I would have been flattened into a Solaskin pie. Your friends are worried sick about you. My friends. Oh, so you already know our plan. I'm trying to recreate the ending of our music sheet, especially the part of Ray. This is where Matthew created that part with us. So I came here hoping I could mark the right sequence and color it from memory. As it speaks, you seem to catch fleeting glimpses of its time with Matthew. Back then, when Matthew played, he would sometimes pause on purpose, and we had to use our feet to fill the beat back in. He used to say, "The rhythm isn't mine to play for you. You have to step it out for yourselves." Every time he played a key, one of us with the matching color had to move to the right spot and tap the ground. Ray, Ray, Ray. Just like that. He said I looked just like a string of bouncing light. I was so happy and thought those days would last forever. Until one day, Matthew told us he'd finished composing the ending. Finished meant it was over, and that we'd have to say goodbye to each other. Once I realized I might never see him again, I couldn't step to the right spot anymore. Something jammed inside me, and the melody, it became something painful. But Matthew noticed the ray near the ending carried a certain strength, like sparkling currents and flashes of light. To cheer me up, he even brought me an explorer. He tapped the beat with me along with the explorer's blinking lights. Ray, ray, ray. As I watched them flash, it felt like I could keep going again. The bright pulse flickers across the grass in a steady tempo. Its low hum softens, blending into something warm and gentle. The Solaskin fills the empty space on the paper with yellow marks, as if completing a piece of music that had been scattered and lost. So I thought, to restore the music sheet properly, maybe I had to use the same method. But the Explorer is too big to be handled all by myself. Still, the words Matthew said didn't quite make sense to me. But now I think I get a little of it. What did he tell you? He said, music fears losing the beat the most. As long as you can link it back, no matter how long the gap is, it's not truly broken. So as long as the melody can sound again someday, our bond won't disappear. We just need to be patient. That's why you're trying to bring the melody back. Right. Before we parted, Matthew took us to the high place where the flying fish lived. He wanted us to see how the melody we made together drifted on the wind, and how it lifted those flying fish into the sky. He also left the music we need to restore in the places filled with our memories. The wind will scatter beats, scatter sounds, but it will also piece them together again and carry them back. And this time, it's our turn to make that happen.
Such joyful blessings they
You arrive at a barren field that looks exactly like the spot in one of the photos. A stream of Solaskin cries rushes toward you from afar, and Abby is already interpreting in perfect sync. Shame on you for bullying a poor Solaskin. Stop running and come back. I spent so much effort restoring that music sheet. How could you... Ugh, give it back! Melody? Music sheet? Are you Fa's friend? Fa? Yeah! Wait, you can understand me? Yay! Please help me! Those lemmings just snatched my music sheet. Please get it back for me. They're hiding somewhere just up ahead. Let's go. Thank you so much! Is this your music sheet? You recover a piece of paper from the lemmings. Though the little Solaskin calls it a music sheet, it has no musical notes, only a scattering of colorful marks. Yes, this is it! You got it back for me! I've stayed here for so long trying to remember where the melody begins, but it doesn't look like a music sheet at all. Of course it is. Matthew said anything that can record melodies counts as a music sheet. You see red, green, red. This is the opening of the melody. As the Solaskin chants the colors in a faint rhyme, something inside you stirs. The pattern resonates like... That was a long, long time ago. Back then, the lemmings here were even peskier, gnawing at everything in sight. Fa and I were running from them non-stop, until boom, we crashed right into a man. That was how we met Matthew. He was standing under a tree, holding a strange little gadget that made beautiful sounds with just a flutter of his fingers. Everything was in chaos, but somehow his notes cut through all the noise. Even the lemmings went quiet and tilted their heads, like they were trying to listen. That was the first time I learned that sounds could be that beautiful. Later, Matthew helped us chase the lemmings away. He stayed after that, saying the note he accidentally played when we bumped into him had sparked a new idea. He beckoned us over to sit beside him, and he started writing and playing something on that gadget of his. He couldn't understand us, but it didn't matter. We just sat there, quietly listening through the night. The next day, Matthew finally finished the opening. He introduced himself as a traveling musician looking for inspiration, and said he'd stay here for a while. We decided to help him find what he sought, and we also wanted to hear those beautiful sounds again. Maybe even learn how to make them ourselves. The Solaskin lifts its head. Light spills softly from the seams of its body. Its voice turns gentle, almost weightless, as if it's cupping the memory in both hands. Matthew was always a good teacher, but to him, everything we said probably just sounded like choo or choo. We couldn't talk to each other, not really. But the melody let us see the world in the same way. For example, the sound do is red, the same red as the sun in the morning glow. Morning glow is my favorite, so Matthew and my friends just called me Do. And they... Oh no, Fa must be waiting for me. I need to go back and meet them. Time to head back to the stone flying fish and listen to the
Some
Solaskin's
pocket
song.
money. Won't say no to that. Efficiency above all.
Everyone, look at this. I brought the ending part of the music sheet. You two took forever. I was worried sick. Sorry about that. Alright. Keep your voice down or you'll startle the wind. Never mind. I'm just so glad you all came back safe. Thanks to this, the name's Vamakara. So what should we do now? Maybe put the music sheets together? The opening, the climax, and the ending. once we fit them together, we can sing the whole song. Can you hit the right keys for us, Vama? Let's do it together. The red do, the yellow re, the green mi, the blue fa, and me. You piece together the three parts of the music sheet, the Soliskin restored, forming the full melody and its color sequence. We sing, you play. The song begins whenever you're ready. Okay. So... follow the clues. Okay, so we use the hover droid to hit the right keys. Okay, so we just need to read the note. Red, yellow, green, yellow, red. Red, yellow, green, yellow. Wait, no, I fucked up. That was not yellow. Oopsie. Red, yellow, green. God, my mouse is being weird. Yellow, red. We didn't even use blue. Look! They're finally listening to our song. Then keep it going. Keep singing. Whoa. Yes, this is the song of friendship. Man, they just churned through that dialogue. Goddamn. It'd be hard enough to read that, let alone read it out loud. Okay. Ride the awakened flying fish. Before we say goodbye, please take this. It's the precious song we all made together. Matthew taught us the meaning of friendship, and with you after, you're our good friend now too. These things are just adorable. They really are.
Efficiency, above all.
Alright, let's ride the fish. We're riding the wind fish. Well, that was cozy. Alright, so we finished that quest, and that should unlock stuff. Oh, man. We have enough pulls to do 4 pulls for Lene. What am I at? Out of 10. I think I'm at like 20 something out of total pity, and so I'm at 7, so I could get a mini pity. 27 total. So we can get to 31. I'm not like super desperate to pull for Lene, but if I can get her, that'd be cool. Okay, that's not it. Nope. So this has to be at least a purple. Would be nice to get some Wuthering dupes. Oh! Well, we hit our 50-50. Holy shit, we got her.
Apollo orange, hazard yellow, acid green.
Cool.
Wanna guess what color is my next pick?
Well, I guess there's not a lot of reason to keep pulling. I mean, I could pull for the weapon whenever I get more pulls, but I don't really care. What does her weapon even do? It's like basic attack damage, right? Attack. Basic attack with casting intro. Oh wait, no. Casting intro skill or dealing basic attack to targets increases wielder's basic attack, yeah. Okay. Each time wielder inflicts Toon Rupture, Toon Strain. During basic attacks, all damage dealt by resonators in the team is increased by 8%. Oh, for 30 seconds, up to 3 stacks. So 24% all team damage bonus. That's actually pretty strong. But there's pretty much a 0% chance I get the weapon. What I really need is Chacona's weapon for my Cardathea. Like, I have Phoebe Sig and Zani Sig, so I might as well, you know, invest in the full meta, but I figured I was closer to pity on getting Lene than I was on getting Chacona weapon. Alright, let's check out Lene. Man, that's cool. I've had really good luck on this game recently. It's gotta run out eventually, right? That said, I also wasn't super invested in getting Lene, but I know she's like an incredibly good Toon Break support.
Name your color.
That's what I've heard, anyway. With full overflow, hold normal. Okay.
Check this out.
Attacks and movement, grant, Luma flow.
Watch the corner.
Wall and Kaleidoscope, basic attack, Polychrome Leap. That yellow text is actually super not visible on the, Oh, you just... Okay. Oh, so you just spam jump? See, obviously I played her in the story quests, but I didn't really play her long enough to, understand what was happening. Yo, okay, that's kind of interesting. While in the thing, hold resonance skill to exit the thing. Neat.
Special delivery.
Yeah, okay. If I ever actually play her, I'll have to do this again because I did not get any of that. Oh, increases damage dealt by all team members. Okay. Cool.
Shake it up. Go over here.
Wait, so I guess you need to generate a certain amount to do all 3 jumps. And then you can just... That's pretty cool, actually.
Shake it up.
Wait, so once you generate enough... That's cool that you build it from movement, too. When did she build the bridge? Oh, you build the rainbow bridge on the 3rd jump. That's freaking sick, actually. You just E. I kind of like that.
You'll miss the best part.
Alright, let's get out of here. I don't even know what characters are going to be on the banner next. I think... Did they announce it yet? Either way, I got early 50-50 and won the 50-50. I have no right to complain. Like, I feel like it's only karmic justice if I don't get the next character. Which is probably like Mornya and Luke, right? That's not what I wanted. What is this? Nope, we're not doing that. So, I guess I don't need to fucking rush anything. I can just kind of enjoy the content. I'm gonna go ahead and, on the bike, turn the radio off for now. So that we just get the zone music. Because this is, like, this zone music deserves to be listened to. At least a little bit, I would say. These robo sheep are crazy. Like, why are they so round, like, dome-shaped? Sheep are not like that. And I mean, I would build Linnae, but I don't even know if I have the resources to right now. Probably spent all my currency and stuff leveling Cardathia's weapon.
The power to split and match matter.
And I still haven't had the chance to level Booling either. Like, there's actually so many characters I want to build just to mess around that I don't feel like I have a good enough justification for building. So... Alright. The mountains crumbled as the iron star fell. Beneath its wreckage, there we stood. No more fruit upon the trees, no more fires for the night. O sun and stars, you answered us no more. O clouds and night, you wept in silent tears. In the hush of a lightless night, across frostlands stripped of warmth, only the giant blazing like the sun remained. Only the giant blazing like the sun remained. Keep living. So it said. An excerpt from the Royan folk song for the giant was here. According to Royan myth and surviving historical records, before the lament fell upon Lahai Roy, the Roya lived on the surface, amidst the fjord forests. But in the aftermath of the lament, Solaris redacted underwent significant changes. Temperatures plunged and followed by the fall of redacted and redacted. Climate and atmosphere? I don't know. The Roya of that era could only take refuge with the remains of the Exostrider, wandering the desolate frostlands in search of life upon newly snow-covered plains. I'm assuming that's Exostrider. It might not be. God, my fucking throat. A study of Royan history, Excerpt 2. A pillar of colorful light, a rainbow undone. Fingertips, hands, and shoulders. Mother faded like candlelight. A dark land, the sinking plains. Broken wood, shattered ice, wind, and snow. We fell like lemmings into the end. The giant and redacted at war. The end of the plains. The end of the old epoch. Darkness descended. It was the roar of redacted. The sun ascended. It was the giant's beating heart. How could the rainbow light be extinguished? How could the darkness withdraw? How could we have survived? For the giant was here. For the giant was here. For the giant was here. Another excerpt from the song. Despite their struggle for survival in the Frostlands, the Roya found no peace. Instead, they faced the first void storm in the recorded history. Royan chronicles tell of a blinding radiance that pierced the ice and pierced the sky. Speared the sky. Everything touched... Wait, hold on, sorry. I'm gonna pause the... Okay, no, I'm good. Yeah, sorry. Where was I? Royan chronicles tell of a blinding radiance that pierced the ice and speared the sky. Everything touched by that storm was consumed, stripped of substance, and erased from the world. It was this calamity that triggered the unprecedented collapse of the Frostlands, catapulting the ancestors of the Roya into a vast subterranean cavern. Yet within that endless darkness, a rumbling reactor drive rose like a new dawn, for the Exostrider had plucked its own core and set it alight to become the sun of this underworld. As for Redacted, the foe who once waged war against the Exostrider, the ancient records offer only fragments. Perhaps to the Roya, their terror of their enemy mattered less than the sacrifice of the one who shielded them. Interesting that the name of the Threnodian is redacted. I mean, it could just be that they don't want to... I'm sure there's hints, and maybe they have revealed it already. Maybe they just don't want to reveal it. Maybe it's not finalized. Or it could be a hint in, like, other sci-fi horror that I've read, that given that this thing is a void Threnodian, apparently, that maybe any information pertaining to it, or at least its name, like its actual name, gets consumed by the void and the information is removed from reality. I kind of doubt that, considering how much information there is about the Threnodian in general, but it would be cool. Okay. Isn't there still a thing I haven't, like, unlocked? Maybe? Question mark? I don't know. No, I think we got most of it. I guess I should probably farm artifacts for her, for Lene. It's way too tiny. Okay, it's less tiny. What is this, a photo for ants? Yeah, there's only so much reading aloud I'm gonna do. Are we in combat with something? This music is going like way too hard right now. Like the heck? No, if we were in combat with anything, it wouldn't let us count. This music is maybe a bit much for peacefully existing in the Royan Underplains. Okay, I'm gonna turn that down a little.
Comes with the job, I guess.
Yeah, the problem is, like, if I want to play any of the characters that I get, and this is also a problem I have in Genshin, then, like, to get them to a point where they're, I mean, obviously not going to be comparable with these hyper-stacked meta teams with SIGs that are, you know, fully with BIS units, right? But, like obviously I'm not going to get them to that level, like, instantaneously, especially if I don't have a full team for them. But to, like, get them to a point where it doesn't feel freaking terrible to switch off from the meta teams takes a lot of resources. But in this game, honestly, I have my whole strat with Wuthering Waves has basically been to like pull the meta stuff as much as possible and just fully build that out and like use literally no resources on anything else. The only exceptions are like Janzin and Calcharo because I didn't have a single meta unit before I had them. Like, these were the characters, were the best characters on my account until, like, Carlotta came out. So, like, my entire account basically consisted of them until Carlotta came out, and then all through 2.x, I've just been getting pretty lucky, really. I haven't had to spend that much in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's less than half of 1,000 is what I've spent on this game in the 2 years I've been playing it. So, yeah, not a whale account by any means.
Anything
just
I can help you with.
Kind of ridiculously lucky. But honestly, not like that ridiculously lucky. Like, there's been maybe 2 or 3 times where I got an early pull, like I just did now with Linné, counting Linné. And then most of the other times were like just winning, like, you know, 2 50-50s in a row, followed by, you know, losing 250, like losing a 50-50, right? So it is a lucky account for sure, and there is some money. Like, you don't need to... You could absolutely 100% have 3 fully meta teams in, like, probably... It probably took me the span of about 4 months or so to have 3 fully built meta teams. I had, like, Carlotta, Zhezha, Baiji first, and then I did Zani Phoebe, and then Cardathea Chikona. And I think that was over the span of like 4 to 6 months before I had 3 fully built meta teams. And you don't necessarily even need that to do like all the end game tiers.
Comes with the job, I guess.
I mean, the new one that just came out
All yours.
seems a little more intensive, potentially, because it allows you to use more teams to get, like, the extra rewards, like the 45,000 point and stuff. But I don't
Not
think
how I have a report to write.
anything beyond like the first 3 gives Astrite. So like for the major significant rewards, yeah, like once you have 3 meta teams, even if you're just kind of a trash player like me and you just play like the easy meta, the
Fortune
basic
comes your
level,
way.
you will pretty much be able to, with a little bit of effort, clear all of the end game stuff for rewards.
Free as a bird.
And I mean, again, that's end game stuff, right? So, what was that? Oh, right. Can we? Am I thinking of something else, or no? The motorbike does not. Huh. Isn't there some character that, like, walks on water? I know Cantarella swims really fast. I know I can... I think you can water walk on Big Cardi. Can't I just, like... No. Okay. Wait, no, that's... Okay. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just kind of vibing, I guess. Jet Ray Marsh. It's cool. I was gonna do more side stuff to like get extra pulls for Linnea, but I'm not gonna try and like... I'm not gonna try and strip mine the game of content just to get her weapon. I think now that I can, I think I'm just gonna sort of casually take my time with it. I could do the Peaks of Prestige stuff. I kind of feel like maybe I should take a break, though, and do something else. I know I haven't been streaming that long, playing that long in general, but I'm just trying to take a more relaxed approach to this. Also, I just watched Cream of the Slop. Creamy man, creamy man, creamy man, Jaro. I don't know why. I didn't really like that one at first, but like all of Skybrow's stuff is kind of sleep. You kind of sleep on it, and then it grows on you. Hello? I don't think she's the one that accompanied us through that really cool Solaskin quest where you kind of gather them up and then you get to do the like musical 2D platforming thing. I will say the actual difficulty of that type of content is kind of disappointingly easy. Like, it feels like it's designed to just be stupid easy just to get through it. And I wouldn't mind if it were actually difficult content. And I know they know how to make difficult content and aren't afraid to do it because of their holograms and the combat challenges.
Cherish the
in this
gift
game.
not given lightly.
So it kind of baffles me. Like, the motorbike is a perfect example. Or like the flying wings with like the flight challenges where you can literally just take your hands off the mouse and keyboard and you will just auto max succeed. I don't know why they do that in a game where they literally go out of their way to challenge their players in like the core pillar of the game. I don't know why they're afraid to like, because it's clear they know how. They could 100% design a motorbike course where you have to like really learn to execute drifts and do stuff. And I'm hoping we get like a multiplayer competitive mode with the bikes. That would be kind of sick. But I don't know why they don't do that.
Dark forces
Maybe it's
approach.
because in their minds this is like a difficult combat game and they don't really want to like try and make it challenging in other respects because they just want that to be something that combat focused players can just get through without much effort.
Connection 7.
But I don't know, I feel like the kind of people who want to play this game are just up for a challenge in general, and it doesn't really matter if it's specifically combat or some other type of challenge. Like, I would love a difficult motorbike challenge, like race course. And I know I say that, and then they have those ridiculous like motorbike parkour challenges with no time limit, and if they slapped a time limit on those, I would absolutely scream and freaking lose my shit. But like, you know, like I feel like some of the race challenges could be difficult too, not just the parkour, not just the you instantly fall off and lose, but like the time challenges, they could make those hard without making them instant fail conditions, you know? I feel like they have the technology and the skills and the knowledge. Anyway. It's just me screeching into the void, boys. Well... So, I don't know. Creepy man. Yeah, I did want to do that on stream. I don't want to, like, keep playing just for the sake of streaming. I think I want to do some other stuff and relax and maybe see if there's some people, some friends online to chat with or something. So, I'm gonna... I feel mixed about it because I do want to capture more of the content on stream, but it has been nice because I've been kind of doing stuff off stream lately, going back to that to just kind of relax and not worry about that and not have to think too much about
Dark
like,
forces
oh,
approach.
am I going AFK for too long? Oh, is this, you know, it's nice not to have to worry.
Judgment time.
And to just be able to check in on things. I don't know. There's just so many things in life that you wish you could do. That you can, but there would be consequences for doing. And not like, oh, I went, just like, oh, I could go spend this money to go get this thing and do this trip, but then, well, something else happens, and now all of a sudden you needed that money for something important, but you don't have it anymore. But it's like, also, there is a consequence for holding on to that money and not doing that thing. if nothing happens, right? The consequence is that, well, you missed out. And I feel like that's a situation that I've been in for a long time, of just holding on and being responsible and preparing. And don't get me wrong, the shoe has absolutely dropped, you know, 100 times over, and then something came out and, you know, it kind of worked out. And in my head, I'm like, it's irresponsible to think that's going to happen, and it is. But at the same time, isn't it also irresponsible to not take advantage of opportunities just because there's risk?
Dark forces approach. Be on guard.
But the level of risk is
Answer me. To the
greater
center.
than I can afford at the moment. And there are things I can and should be doing to, like, alleviate that and get around that and, you know, deal with it, but you just wake up and you feel like, what's the point?
Crystals.
Why bother?
Give me
Why
strength.
try? I don't know. And I mean, the answer, you know, you can always come up with an answer. You can always just come up with a good answer. Like, oh, because I want this, I want that. It's like, I don't even want to be awake right now. You know what I mean? Like, right now I'm fine, but, like, you know, when I'm waking up, it's just like, I don't even want to be awake. Why am I awake? Oh, because it's just the human biology. I'm just awake now because I can't really sleep more. Guess I'll go find something to kill the time. And that's where I'm at. I don't feel like I do things because I want to or enjoy them. It's just like, because what else am I gonna do? I mean, a lot of people have, like, these ideas about morality and, like, oh, I should just kill myself. And me, I've never thought that a second in my life. It's not because, like, oh, you're so hurt. I mean, like, obviously there's a biological imperative to not kill yourself, but, like, I mean, practically speaking, you're never going to get another life. As far as we know, scientifically speaking, this is it. And unless there's some random convergence a billion years from now of weird matter happening, yeah, why would you throw that away? There's literally zero benefit to throwing that away unless you're literally in, like, so much pain. And psychological pain you can deal with, right? Because it's just like, well, then why the fuck do I care? Like, all the problems in my life, if they're just psychological, why the fuck do I care? I can just stop
Free as a
caring and,
bird.
wow, I'll be fine, physically speaking, and nothing will happen, right? So my perspective on it is there's literally zero reason, there's literally zero upside, and there's zero upside to killing yourself. Like, literally none. The only upside would be if you were in, like, I don't know, some kind of severe cancer pain or something where literally every waking moment was just splitting agony that was so bad your brain can't function. Like, physical pain, you know? But, like, even then it's kind of like, okay, well, if you ever get inured to that, to the point where you're just kind of numb to it, it's like, oh, okay, I can just feel whatever, fine. I mean, maybe there's a level of that where you just can't, right? But outside of that, it's like, literally, why would you ever? Because you'll have all of, like, if you just live out the rest of your life and nothing good happens, well, great, you'll have all of the rest of eternity to be in the same state you would have been in if you killed yourself. So, like, why would you do that? Like, you'll have all of the rest of eternity. So just take the fucking 70, 80, 110 years you've got, right, and see what happens. Because you're not, like, you're not gonna get them again. Unless there's just some weird convergence or physical principle of reality we don't fucking know about. So there's zero upside, right? That's my stance. It's just like, it's stupid. It's a waste of opportunity. But at the same time, you know, like a meaningful opportunity to do something exciting and interesting hasn't been coming along that much so far. There have been some,
Judgment time.
right? And there are definitely some things that I could, like I said before, take advantage of. But some of the... I don't know, there's like... So it comes down to sort of a core thing that I've had, and I can remember when I was like 12 years old, first having this existential thing hit me, where, you know, I was over at a friend's house on the weekend between school days, bouncing on a trampoline. We had just played a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh, looked at a bunch of cards, stuff was happening, and I just didn't feel anything. I was doing this, and I was like, why aren't I having fun? Is this fun? Do I enjoy this? And ever since then, that has kind of just lingered in my mind. Not just that moment, but like that feeling. Like, there are definitely moments where I've had fun and I've had joy, but that's because I've sort of faked it till I made it and allowed myself to hype myself up to feel it. But in the back of my mind, there's always that, like, is this in any way meaningful? Do I actually care? Or am I just sort of trying to get myself to not be just blank? And I'm guessing every person goes through some variation of this, because I think it's just the human condition, right? But a lot of people don't think about it, like, rationally. You know? So when I get up, I'm not, like, necessarily excited. You know, it would probably be a lot better. Like, that side quest was cute, but man... Their like, main story quest quality is so high, is so much better. You get voice dialogue, you get music, you get cutscenes, you get action sequences, and there are things I have complaints about too, like, you know, unfailable sequences, things like that aren't really engagement, they're sort of fake engagement. But, like, it's rough going from that to sort of wandering, like, having to just quest track to go to a waypoint to read some text that is unvoiced, to then read more text that is unvoiced. Right? Like, it matters a lot, and I really wish they would bring more of that level of presentation to the side content. And I understand that it's a lot of work, and they're on a very tight schedule, but it is such a stark contrast. Like it would be... I'm not saying it isn't fine, right? But when you have, like, fully voiced, scripted cutscenes and dialogue with really good music on the one hand, and then on the other you get, here's a text wall, here's a text wall, here's a text wall of like NPC looking characters where you can't tell one from the other. Right? The contrast and the quality between those two things is so stark. And I'm not saying it's not, like, the side content isn't good. I think some of the side stories in games like these are absolutely amazing, but it's the level of presentation that you get, and it matters. It does matter. When it's that different, it matters. Okay, to attract more viewers, we should capitalize on the current top trend, blah blah blah, exclusive interview with the Voidworm Rider. See, like, I don't necessarily enjoy having to voice all of this in real time. I'm willing to do it, and I want to do it if it's something that entertains people, but if I'm just, like, chilling and just trying to play the game, it's not necessarily something I want to do. I am perfectly content to sort of sit in silence and read the text for myself, and that's an enjoyable experience for me. Like, when I'm playing off stream. Because I'm the type of person, I loved to read, you know, old internet horror stories, copy pastas. I read a lot of SCP. I don't mind sitting in silence for hours on end just reading stuff. But for stream, I feel bad doing that. And I've done it more lately, and it hasn't really worked out well, but, you know, yeah, they're asking for exclusive interview with the Voidworm Rider. They're talking about Rover, of course, or Linnae. Linnae also rode the Voidworm. Voidworm Rider, hashtag Voidworm Rider. Oh, this is the photo taking quest. Okay. Yes, hello. Hi, that's me. Hold on, wait. Rover's... Are those the 1.x leggings? What the fuck? Am I crazy? No, I think I'm crazy. I think I'm, like... a little bit cooked. Wait, why would I... That's not something that the character would ask. Or at least this iteration. Anyway. Creamy man, Jaro. God, that really does just kind of sleep on you and then grow suddenly. Well, I think I am going to step out and take a break and I don't know. I hope you're all doing well. And, yeah, I'll probably be around and stream more. Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully we'll get some good internet soon, and I'll be able to, like, properly multi-stream to multiple platforms. We should be getting, like, low-grade fiber here soon, allegedly. But it is the middle of winter, so that might not be available till who knows when. And that's the main reason I don't multi-stream right now, is because when I tried to, the second stream was just awful. Like, one frame, it was more like 30 seconds per frame than 30 frames per second. And yeah, I know 60 is like minimum, and most people want like 144. But I'm not that greedy. I just play the games at a level that works, at a resolution that works for me. I mean, I'm using two monitors that I'm pretty sure are 12 years old. One of them is so old, they're like the same monitor, right? Two of the same monitor running next to each other. 27-inch Asus monitors. I could like look the model up, but it's probably like fucking 12 years old at this point. But yeah, one of them is so old that at one point one of them wouldn't start up, and I had to physically open the thing, unsolder a capacitor, and put a new one in order to get it back up and running, and I've just been running it ever since. So, yeah, I had to replace a capacitor, but yeah. Also a thing I do, you know, complete tech geek. No official corporate career, but I actually do repair physical hardware and components. I've never done like full board repair or micro soldering, but something like resoldering or replacing a capacitor, or doing wires for like a car radio, stuff like that. I've done. I've also done like I mean, obviously PC repair, where all you have to do is swap out parts or like diagnose an issue. That's really easy for me for the most part. I've also, you know, programmed game mods. I do all kinds of things. But yeah, none of it. I've never tried to monetize any of it, so it's never. I mean, I actually have like thousands of downloads between the Skyrim mods I've made. But like Skyrim and Divinity Original Sin 2 and Baldur's Gate 3, like, yeah. But I've never tried to monetize any of it. So at this point, it kind of feels irresponsible of me not to. Right? And like, you know, computer repair is all well and good, but most people just need like, you know, an SSD slapped into their laptop, or maybe a screen replaced, and it's not like big money. And where I live, there's not a high volume of the work. So it's like, you know, it's okay. But I've always been one of those people that, like, I don't like to make everything monetized, but at the same time, we live in a world where you have to. And I don't really appreciate that, but it is what it is. And you know what? I like, don't get me twisted. How should I put this? So there is a group of people that just constantly shit on capitalism. And corporate cronyism and corporate socialism are not the same thing as capitalism. And at the same time, I'm not sitting here like, oh, all socialism is communism and blah, blah, blah. Like, you need some policies of each type, right? You never go full retard in either direction. You never do. And I'm sorry, but corporate cronyism, corporatocracy, and anarcho-capitalism is not capitalism. That's why you have to call it anarcho-capitalism, because it's not, you know, free market capitalism. Right? Like, what we're dealing with now, where banks just buy up everything and keep people in perpetual debt, that is, I mean, first of all, usury in and of itself is... Let's just say there are some things the Quran got right. I'm not a big fan of it, but that is one thing where it's like, yeah, Yep, usurers, anyone who makes their money by chart. It would be one thing, right, if you were like, oh, I will give you a $500 loan and you pay me back $550. That's clear, understandable, everyone knows the terms. But pretending that somebody knows the terms because you told them, oh, well, you have a 5% APR. Do you understand how few people understand what that even means? They don't know they don't know what that means, let alone how to do the math on it. And then when you do the actual math on something like that, I mean, even on like a 3% APR, which is fucking mythical these days, right? On like a mortgage over 30 years, you end up paying like 2.5 times the amount that you were allegedly borrowing. I'm sorry, but 150% profit margin that keeps people in perpetual debt slavery when you're deceiving them. Like, if you told somebody up front, oh, I'm going to loan you $500 and you're going to pay me back $1,500, they'd tell you to go fuck yourself and they'd figure out another way to do it. Unless they were, like, I don't know, literally bleeding out. In which case, yeah, you should still go fuck yourself, right? Like, there is reasonable, and then there is... I mean, that's basically a scam. You are deliberately deceiving people. But this is a whole fucking tangent. Yeah, I mean... I could argue back and forth about this all day, and I'm sure people would raise counterpoints to what I'm saying. And there are counterpoints I could raise to those counterpoints. I could literally go on an hour-long rant just playing devil's advocate against myself, right? But, you know, feel free to put your position in if you're hearing this. But yeah, it's a whole thing, and I shouldn't get into it. I've got my friend coming back now, and I kind of want to be off stream. I don't really want this to... So yeah, anyone that is listening, watching, thanks you for listening and watching, and I hope you have a good day.